What's up, family? This is your boy Ivan Hall, the Credit King. Do you know what a charge-off is? Charge-offs are debts that debt collectors have determined are unlikely to be paid back. Charge-offs, which are a symptom of serious delinquency, can have a negative impact on your credit score. Additionally, you are still liable for the debt and the adverse effects it has on your credit reports. There are, however, methods for repaying the debt, and in some circumstances, you could even be able to have a charge-off deleted from your credit record. If you find a charge-off on your record, it usually signifies that the lender or creditor has realized that you are far behind on your payments and that they will probably not be recouping their losses. This often happens 6 months after a credit card, mortgage, or other credit line has outstanding debt. Usually, creditors will decide to record it as a loss for themselves, classify the account as uncollectible, and then mark it as charged off. But you must understand that this has consequences for you. First of all, just because the business has given up trying to collect your past due obligation does not automatically release you from it. The debt is still your responsibility, as well as any additional charges like interest and late fees. Multiple late payments frequently result in a charged-off account. Each of those missed payments puts a negative note on your credit report, and the longer you go without making a payment, the worse it gets. These past due payments may also be sufficient to drastically lower your credit score since payment history makes up such a large portion of your credit report. A collection agency will frequently purchase a charged-off account, thus lowering your credit score. Not only that, but failing to make payments to a collection agency can also lead to further negative marks on your credit record since the firm might notify the credit bureaus of these missed payments. In the future, it will be more challenging to get approved for loans and credit because of this. Simply put, a charged-off account hurts your credit score significantly and is not worth the hassle. It's preferable to try to avoid having a charge-off in the first place because fixing it can take a lot of time and work. If you do manage to acquire a charged-off account, there are a few ways to have it removed from your credit history. Verify the charge-off first. Make sure the charged-off account is accurate by carefully reviewing your credit report and comparing it to your own records before continuing. Make that the account is yours and that the payment history is appropriately reflected. Keep in mind that different collection firms may buy your debt several times. The prior account with the former collection agency should be marked as closed each time it is sold. However, mishaps do occur. Sometimes these collections companies fail to complete the account, which results in your credit report having 2 or more negative charge-off notes when there should only be 1. Dispute wrongful charge-offs. You can submit a dispute for the credit agency to consider if your credit report contains an inaccurate charge-off, or an extra opened account. In most circumstances, the Bureau is expected to address dispute claims within 30 days. Having said that, if the charge-off is accurate, there isn't much you can do, then own up to the error and try to repair it. However, it happens frequently for collection agencies to maintain subpar records and provide inaccurate information. These collections can occasionally be erased from your credit record by contesting them if they wind up reporting the unverifiable debt to the credit agencies, yes, even if the initial account belonged to you. Remit the debt. If the debt cannot be challenged, paying it off is the most crucial stage in handling charge-offs. Although it may be tempting to overlook it, unpaid debt frequently has long-lasting consequences. For instance, some lenders won't approve a loan application unless all existing bad debt has been settled. The 3 major methods for paying off a charged-off account are as follows. Pay the original lender. If the account hasn't been sold, you might try to settle the loan owed to them. Your credit record may reflect a paid charge-off more favorably than an unpaid obligation. Pay the collection agency. If the creditor has transferred your debt to a collection agency, contact the company and request documentation of the transfer. Work with them to pay off your debt and prevent more negative marks on your credit when they've provided the documentation. Again, you can dispute this account with the credit bureaus if they fail to produce proof. Resolve the debt. In some cases, a settlement can be negotiated with the collection agency or the original lender. In some situations, it could be feasible to make a smaller payment than what you owe. However, keep in mind that a settled debt presents itself differently than a paid debt and may have a negative effect on the loans you receive in the future. Anyhow, the first step to restoring your credit is paying off the loan. Get a final payment letter from the organization you paid off as proof that the obligation has been settled, and save it for your own personal credit reports. A charged-off account may ruin your credit. While there are a few minor modifications and alterations to be made, it is ultimately your obligation to settle a charged-off account. By doing so, you may start the process of repairing your credit. For more credit tips, credit hacks, and credit repair secrets. Subscribe to our YouTube channel or visit us online at thecreditking.com.